Cool. All right. Well, this is episode 6. If you have not heard of this series, it is called Word on the Block, where me and Dame kind of talk about kind of just whatever. To introduce myself, my name's Christian,
My name is Damien.
and this is Word on the
We're
Block.
on the block.
So, today we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but some of the main things that we want to talk about is stuff that's going on in our government, but also some stuff that's happening in culture. And one of the things that's been happening is this reselling thing has really taken a big boom over these past couple of years. Obviously, we've seen stuff with Supreme and all these other brands, they're reselling things on StockX, but StockX has just had its biggest month ever on reselling. So, Dame, I know you do a little bit of reselling. You're about that streetwear life, about that type of stuff. What's your thoughts on the reselling culture and things that are going on there?
A lot of the reselling, I like it. I think it's fun to see how much things can jump in price when it comes to shoes or anything else. A lot of people do it to flip. A lot of flipping culture, or people want to make money off the things they sell. And me personally, shoot, if I had the money to invest into things like that, I would definitely invest into money. I would not invest into money, but invest into items and materialistic stuff like that, and
Yeah,
just flip it again. Because
yeah,
it's kind of like materialistic stocks in a way. I mean, that's why it's called stock X. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's
I think, yeah.
collectibles. That's what people. They kind of. I don't know. I mean, I love the name StockX, but it's pretty much they're collectibles. And so on StockX, if you don't know what StockX is, you can resell a lot of stuff that doesn't have that high quantity of that product made. So
Yeah.
these past months, May and June during the pandemic, have been the biggest months for StockX for some reason. I think it's because people are sitting at home, not with much to do. They can just kind of keep their eye on StockX instead of being at work and things like that. So these are record-setting months for StockX. They've been selling a lot of Air Jordans. Um, those are the most popular shoes. Kids that are even like 19 are killing it on there. Um, and places like Nike are losing money because a lot of the physical locations are taking hits, of course, and that's where they make a big bulk of their sales. And so while
Yeah.
places like StockX are killing it, places like Nike are losing some money because of this pandemic, which is pretty crazy. Did you see that Lebron rookie card get sold for 1.8
One
million? Did you see
point.
that?
Yep. Yep.
Huge.
I think, dude, that is a huge one. Like, if you have that just laying around and you're just like, dude, I've had this just to keep it, especially big LeBron fans that have a lot of LeBron material stuff. Dude, if that's something for 1.8 million, uh, imagine how big it's gonna be within the next 5-10 years if LeBron keeps it up at where he's at. Like,
Yeah.
he's not just a great NBA player. Overall, he's a great person, like outside of basketball. And I think it was him that said he wants to be known more than for just basketball.
Yep.
He wants to be known for doing other things besides that. And
Yep.
I think that's a great move for him and for people who have his rookie card like that.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think it's a one-on-one card, so there's no other card made like that. I mean, the only other person that has him, I guess, is LeBron, and he
Yeah.
he he commented on the post like he said, "Guess who else has a couple of those
Hmm.
handy?" And he has a couple of those back at home. But yeah, that's one-on-one card to the public, I guess, and that card sold for 1.8 million.
And I'm
I'm
pretty sure if he has multiple ones, I'm pretty sure sooner or later he'll let some go.
Oh, he's gonna sell them for sure, or do something with
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I mean, he probably has like 10 mil in those cards or something like that. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I think cards have been a huge thing that has been blowing up lately, especially with the NBA kind of coming back and things like that. I have a couple Luca cards. I think last summer I bought a couple Lucas for $12 each, and then I think like a couple weeks ago I just looked at the resale price right now on eBay, and right now it's about like freaking if you grade it to get a 10 grade, then it's about $800. So pretty much I bought mine for 12. It can sell for $800 if you get a 10 grade on it. So that's pretty crazy. So this resale culture is for real. I'm about to flip mines. I
You
might
trying to
keep
sell it to me for 12?
I'm gonna keep mine. I'm gonna keep one at least because Luca might be the MVP. He might be the next GOAT, but we'll see. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. $12, $800. That's huge, and these kids are killing it. Like I said, there's like a 19-year-old. He's selling thousands of shoes online just through StockX and just killing it. So reselling culture is for real. If you're about it, if you want to get into it, because it's pretty crazy. Um, Also, somebody that is about that culture and has a bunch of cool shoes is Kanye West. So Kanye West, many of you have heard, he and Elon Musk kind of partnered up a little bit, maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that, and they kind of talked about Kanye West running for president. And
Can
just
you believe Elon Musk partnered up with him, bro?
Elon Musk is a smart dude. I'm pretty sure. I would say, in my opinion, I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is about that, like doing stuff for the clout. So I'm pretty sure he's
Dude,
just trying
this
to.
is big money moves though. Like
Yeah,
even if he doesn't win, just getting money from like, just having
donations and
him
stuff.
run donations and stuff, dude. It's a big move for him
Yeah,
and for Kanye.
yeah, for sure. I mean, well, Elon's not really part of the campaign. I think Elon is just someone that kind of helped get the word out there about it.
Yeah.
That's why they kind of collabed like that. But Kanye West had his presidential rally this past weekend, and what's your thought? Did you get a chance to take a look at it?
Yeah, when we talked about what our topics were gonna be, yeah. I think dude's kind of crazy. Ever since old Kanye back in early 2000s, he's definitely changed. And I think when it was 2016 and he posted up that he's going to run for president, Kanye 2020, everyone thought it was a joke. And it's 2020 and it ain't a joke no more.
Kanye's a man of his
You
word,
know,
man.
you already know where I stand with Trump. So it's just like, if Trump can do it, anyone can do it, dude. And Kanye doing it, go ahead, do it. It's not that you can't do it. It's just, are you going to be able to, what is the word? Are you going to be able to back up what you say or promise to the people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, I think he has no chance. I think the only reason he's doing this, I mean, to be honest, Kanye's a smart dude overall. Even though some of the stuff he does is very controversial and very questionable, I think a lot of the stuff he does is he kind of has a thought process behind it. So I don't know his thought process behind this, but I know that he's doing. In my opinion, I think he's doing it just because he wants to be able to get the eyeballs on him and to bring attention to him for something else. And and there's nothing wrong. I mean, there is stuff wrong with that, but I mean, like, there's presidential candidates that do the exact same thing. Like a lot of these people that
Mm-hmm.
are running, and even in this past presidential campaign, they have used uh, that um, that stage to be able to grow their brands and be able to do other things. Like one of the people on there, she wrote a book, so she's running for presidential campaign. I think Andrew Yang's a good example. He gained a lot of clout through that, and now he's created his own nonprofit and things like that to be able to utilize his brand to be able to grow and keep doing the things that he was talking about. So I think
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West is probably in the same ballpark. We're just trying to be able to grow his brand, get in the talk, and be able to use that to be able to do something else. But we'll see. I mean, a lot of stuff he was saying is kind of crazy. Like he said, Harriet Tubman did not free the slaves.
Yeah.
And I read
Yeah.
this article from Complex saying there was a dude that just came to come watch, but all of a sudden he started running stuff when he showed up because they had no plans. Pretty much he was telling all the volunteers what to do, even though he was a regular person that was not part of the Kanye West team at all. So a lot of crazy stuff going on with that rally, man. Um, and then last week we talked about the U.S. banning international students from attending colleges and things like that. Now they have backtracked on it. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
To be honest, what we said last week, go watch the video, y'all. Go watch the video. I think, international students, what do we talk about? We said if they're here, they're stuck here, right? It's bad if they were to go back to their homeland, home country, and just spread it some more, especially if they're in the U.S., since we have one of the highest counts,
Yeah,
of the COVID cases. Um, Honestly, I still stand by what I say when I say that they should just stay here. I don't think they should go back at all. It's not going to help the cause. It's only going to create more of a problem, especially since the U.S. is banned, or people from the U.S. are banned from entering a lot of the outer countries. Um, with where we're at right now, we're already seeing huge spikes within COVID around, was it Florida, Arizona, California, big states, big towns. I think they shouldn't. They lifted the ban, right?
Yeah, they backtracked on it.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they should keep them here instead of letting them go back.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, about earlier this month in July, about July 5th, July 6th, the U.S. had a ban in place with ICE that said that they would, if students, international students, universities were going to go all online, those international students would have to be kicked back home, back to their countries. But now they have backtracked on that because of places like Harvard, MIT, and a lot of these big schools. They have sued the Trump administration because of this.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of different reasons. It could be a business reason, of course, because international students, they obviously fund a lot of what these universities do, but also at the same time, um, the Trump administration has failed to realize that the impact that they're going to have on these families if they do so. You know, they have invested a lot of money into these students being able to come over, meaning the families. And there's a lot of different things that they have riding on top of these international students to be able to get done for the families and things like that.
yeah,
So there's a lot of different harms that can come into the way of this. And if they were to do that and send them back home, then there's a lot of different circumstances that could be unforeseen um, that the Trump administration has not realized that they would be part of. So
yeah.
there's about 1 million international students here in the U.S. I would guess a little bit more, but I guess that's about the number. And so they are being allowed to stay moving forward, which is good. Good to hear. Um, and another thing that's been happening, obviously with the COVID and everything like that, a lot of different places have seen skyrockets, especially since a lot of the places have been back open, especially in Florida and Cali and things like that, Texas a little bit. New York is doing pretty well. Yeah,
Surprisingly,
because
because it's so
they
compact.
made the right moves to be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
But a lot of large businesses such as Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Best Buy, places like that, Lowe's, all these, they have put their own rules in place where for you to be able to go to their stores, you have to wear a mask.
Yep.
Uh,
Menards. I go to Menards a lot for work,
yeah.
and I think it's a great idea that they're doing that.
Yep.
You're seeing a lot more their own. It's like they're making their own restrictions and stuff for their own safety, and not just for their own safety, but for our safety too as customers.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's huge though, because I mean, what that means is that, they're really behind being able to get us back to where we need to be so that we can get back to normal. You see, like a lot of different
Hmm.
countries, they're all back to normal now. Well, not normal exactly, but they've really put down their cases or brought down the cases and really flattened the curve in their countries. Like places, even the Asian countries. I was just on a podcast last night with this lady in Singapore, and
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, and they pretty much brought down a lot of the cases already. They pretty much flattened the curve over there. And so for us, I think because a lot of them have understood that this is a team game and we need to be able to play together and being able to be on the same side, which is we need to be able to wear masks to bring this thing down. We need to do what we can do as human beings to be able to bring down the cases,
Too
Nearly
bad
40.
in America, a lot of people like to think for themselves, so people
Yeah.
think that they don't need to wear masks.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I think we're really divided on these type of issues here. And I think that, there's going to be some people that's going to ruin for everybody. We've seen that over time again.
Yeah.
There's people who just have like an ego trip or um, just have like these weird way of thinking. Like they just need to be able to act in a weird way where,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. But it's sad to see that. But I'm glad that these big businesses are doing so because these are a lot of public places. These are a lot of essential places. And if they require to wear a mask, that means that, everybody's going to have to be able to do so if they want to be able to get.
Eventually, yeah, if they need to go grocery shopping, they're gonna need
Yeah.
to wear a mask to go in
Otherwise, stay
and go
home,
grocery
order some
shopping.
delivery or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that.
Yep.
Nearly 40 states are requiring people to wear masks in public places. So I'm hoping that this is what is going to be happening moving forward. It's sad to say that businesses have to take these things into their own hands instead of the government actually doing so. Because this should have been the rule from the very get. Wearing masks and things like that was not a mandatory thing at the beginning of COVID, and it still isn't even when they open up back businesses. So I'm
Did
glad
you
that.
hear about the thing about how I heard about this? I was talking to my pops about it, about how Trump is taking all the stuff that the CDC, all the information and stuff that the CDC is giving out or is going to give out, it has to go to Trump first.
I'm pretty sure, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it makes me scared to think that it has to go through him so that he can filter out what he wants the CDC to put out there. Because it's like, think about it. If we have this many legitimate, like, let's say there's 100 cases. Okay, here's a scenario. There's 100 cases, but to Trump, if he says that there's 100 cases, people are gonna get scared. So
yeah,
basically, he with his power, he will say, "Oh, don't worry about it. There's only like 20 cases now, but really there's like 80%, 80 cases that aren't being shared out there." But I don't know, man. This world is in whack with all these false testing kits and all that are making people test positive when they're not, and
yeah,
it's really hard to believe what's happening right now. I think the best thing to do for yourself and your family and friends is to keep yourself safe. So this goes out to people who shout out to the people who like to wear masks or who do wear masks, because you guys are protecting not only you but your family and the people around you.
yeah, yeah. Wear a mask. I mean, it's not that hard to do. Like you see all those memes, about like if they can. I don't know if my anime fans out there. If Kakashi can wear a mask for 500 episodes, so can you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, come on. It's not that hard. Just wear a mask real quick when you go out. I mean, it's only gonna be an hour 30. Then come back home. You straight. For people to complain
Funny
about
when
something
people
that's
wear
so
masks. When people I'm driving and I see people in their car wearing a mask by themselves, I kind of laugh and I'm like, I don't think you need to wear a mask when you're by yourself. But I mean,
shit.
all to you, bro. You're
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah. That's just more protection for everybody, which is fine. But yeah, man, like you said, I mean, information is going through the government to Trump, and he doesn't want to put out stuff. Honestly, they're hushing people like Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is the main
Yeah.
dude. They're hushing him.
He
But
quit, right? Or did he get fired
he didn't
or
quit.
something like that?
He's still part of it. He's still getting the MLB. They just told him that he's gonna be the first one doing the first pitch for the first game of the season.
Yeah.
So that's huge. But I mean, they're just trying to hush him because a lot of the stuff he says is against what Trump and them are saying,
Yeah.
and even the CDC and stuff like that. Like they're saying, like this is what needs to happen, and Trump and them don't want to be able to do it. They're not even wearing masks and things like that themselves. So,
Yeah.
like we talked about last week, Trump has influence. People that follow him are gonna follow what he does, and so
Yeah.
if he's not wearing a mask, he doesn't believe in all this type of stuff, then those type of people that follow him are not gonna follow suit.
Yeah.
What we need to do. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but hopefully we can flatten this curve and get back to things being normal. Did you
We were
see?
almost there, man, until everything started opening up and it just went
Yeah.
back up.
Did you see that vaccine that the UK found?
Yeah. What's the school? What is it called?
Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford, dude. I thought it was a hoax at first. I thought it was fake when I was reading it because a lot of the news that people read is all Facebook articles,
Yeah.
and until I looked at the link and I'm like, oh, this is real, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I think with that happening, we're gonna see a lot more tests happening, which is obviously what's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
I think that this will really this will really show people that it's gonna be okay. Because I know a lot of people are scared right now. Like imagine all the people who are against vaccinations and stuff, bro.
Yeah. That too. Oh my
imagine,
gosh.
imagine if they have COVID and they can't use the vaccination because they don't want to vaccinate their kids or
Yeah.
themselves. But
Crazy.
I think it's a good thing that people are finally, we're not a good thing, but yeah, a good thing that Oxford has found a cure,
Yeah.
and now we really get to see if it's going to work for the mass majority of people.
Mm.
And I think I don't know. I don't know if they say it was gonna be expensive or cheap, but I know in America it might be expensive, man. Because it ain't no flu shot. Yeah,
Hopefully, it's definitely affordable for everybody. I would hope that if you have it, you'll be able to get it, but we'll see. Obviously, there's big pharma involved and that type of stuff, especially here in America, can go a lot of different directions. I would,
pharmacy. I love pharmacies because they give us what we need. But the thing is that pharmacies is also they're big money. They
their
need big
business, their
money. They
business,
want big money.
they
Yeah,
like for you to get an EpiPen is a crazy amount of dollars, and that's something
yeah,
you need to survive. So it's
yeah.
yeah, big pharma is pretty crazy. We'll see what happens, but I'm hoping that with especially with the pandemic and craziness that's going on with COVID, that it's not like that. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
But yeah, man, cool. There was another thing that I saw that I wanted to bring up about this, but I forgot. Oh well, but cool, man. Thanks for jumping on. That's
Sure.
pretty much the show for today. If y'all have not checked this out on YouTube, make sure to check that out. We are getting a little bit more serious about our podcast, things like Word on the Block here. This is episode 7, right? 6.
6.
Episode 7 will be next week. We usually do these Monday, Tuesdays. And we talk about pretty much anything going on, anything that we think that needs a little bit more details to our community. We also have the Expectations podcast, where I interview a lot of cool entrepreneurial influencers, Asian people that are out there. Also, Young is releasing a new song on Wednesday. So Wednesday at 9 a.m., he's releasing a new song, Let's Be Heroes. So make sure to check that out. And make sure to subscribe to us if you have not on YouTube. Follow us on IG and Facebook and
TikTok, Facebook. Yep.
TikTok. Yep. Cool. But yeah, that's about it for today. You got anything else to add, bro?
Yeah. Since we're live now, how many viewers do we have? I
We
can't
got
see it.
we got 9. We
Okay.
had
Well, for the people.
about like 15.
For the people that are watching, thank you. If you guys have any suggestions on what we should talk about,
Yeah,
comment below, because that's going to really help us create these videos for you guys
for
and
sure.
for us to create better content for you guys.
For sure.
Other than that, thanks for watching. We appreciate all the support. Start small, get big.
For sure. Cool. All right, bro. Good episode. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.